Good morning, students. Students, today I am here with a revision video, and today I want to discuss the very first chapter, Cell, the fundamental unit of life. So, today I have a self evaluation test paper. I will discuss 10 questions from here, and I hope so you will listen the answers of these questions very carefully and try to solve these questions yourself. Okay, students, the very first question for 1 mark is give an example of unicellular and multicellular organism. It's a very simple question. So, as we know that all the protist and monera are kept into the unicellular category. So, you can write any one name. Similar like you can write amoeba is a unicellular organism, and a multicellular organism you can write down a fern tree, a pinus tree, or an animal like a human being or dog, cat is the example of multicellular organism. Now question number 2, name the nucleic acids that are present in the animal cells. So I want to tell you that there are two types of nucleic acids which can be present in the animal cells, DNA and RNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid is the first one, and the second one is RNA, ribonucleic acid. So answer is DNA or RNA. Now the third question is, it is for 2 marks. What are the functions of Golgi apparatus? Okay students, I want to tell you that Golgi apparatus is the structure which is present inside the cell, and it is called as storehouse of the cell. Its main function is storage of things. It stores protein, lipids and some other things. Sometimes it also helps in the secretion of the various materials too. If the material is required inside the cell, they also help in the secretion of material, and these are also responsible. One more function I want to tell you, that their function is to production of lysosomes. They are also involved in the production of lysosome. Okay, so out of these three you can write any two. Now question number 4, it is also of 4 marks, sorry 2 marks. Question number 4 is of 2 marks. What do ribosome get synthesized? Where do ribosomes get synthesized? So it's a very interesting question, and ribosomes are generally present either in the surface of the rough endoplasmic reticulum, or might be possible they can be scattered in the cytoplasm, and you will find out these are present in both eukaryotic as well as prokaryotic cells. So basically the question asks that where do ribosome get synthesized? So ribosome gets synthesized if the cell is eukaryotic cell, then they will be synthesized inside the nucleolus. As we know that nucleus contains a spherical structure which is called nucleolus. There their synthesis occurs. If the cell is prokaryotic, then they will be synthesized at cytoplasm. Now the next question, it is also for 2 marks. Distinguish between chromoplast and chloroplast. Students, I want to tell you that chromoplast and chloroplast are two different types of plastids. Okay, chromoplast are the plastids which are having different colors other than green, means these are providing different shades to the plants like red, orange, yellow. Okay, and these shades are helping, basically these are present in the flowers, and they are helping flower in the process of pollination, because these colors are attracting insects for pollination process. While the chloroplast is a green colored pigment, it's a plastid having green color pigment, and it helps in the process of photosynthesis because it helps in the trapping of solar energy. Now the next question is, what is the main function of each of the following components? Now we have to write one function of each component. Plasma membrane is the first component. As we know that it's a semi permeable or selectively permeable membrane. It helps in the transportation of the things, means it helps in the transportation of things from outside environment to the cytoplasm, or from cytoplasm to the outside environment of the cell. Second is nucleolus. Nucleolus is a part which is present inside the nucleus, and it helps in the synthesis of RNA as well as protein. तो protein synthesis और RNA synthesis में ये help करता है. Now mitochondria is referred as powerhouse of the cell. So in other ways we can say that it helps in the cellular respiration process. Now ribosomes are referred as protein factories. So their main function is to synthesize protein. Cell wall is the outermost boundary of the cell in case of the plant cell, and its function is to provide rigidity or to structure to the cell. Okay, and it's a freely permeable membrane, so it also allows the transportation of the things too. Now the last one, chloroplast. As we know that chloroplast is a kind of uh, plastic, okay, which help in the trapping of solar energy, or in this way we can say that it helps in the process of photosynthesis. Now question number 7, it is of 3 marks. Why do lipids and proteins constituting the cell membrane synthesized? I am just repeating, where do lipids and proteins constituting the cell membrane get synthesized? So students, I want to tell you that lipids and proteins, okay, as we know that there is an endoplasmic reticulum, there is an endoplasmic reticulum inside the cell, and the endoplasmic reticulum has function that uh, it is of two types, rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is responsible for the synthesis of the lipids, while rough endoplasmic reticulum is responsible for the synthesis of proteins. Okay, because of presence of ribosomes on its surface, the rough endoplasmic reticulum synthesizes protein, and which are the major constituents of the cell membrane. Okay, now the question number 8 is, describe the microscopic structure of a cell. Now if we will observe a cell under microscope, either it is animal cell or plant cell, so we will find out that a cell has the outermost membrane, which is called cell membrane, and it encloses a fluid like substance. This fluid like substance is called as cytosol or cytoplasm, and which contains various cellular structures like mitochondria, like endoplasmic reticulum, like Golgi apparatus, ribosome, lysosome. Okay, and in between of the nucleus, in between of the cell, it contains a spherical structure which is called nucleus. Nucleus is the structure which basically encloses the genetic material as well as the nucleolus. Okay, this is the structure of the cell. Now question number 9, it is of 3 marks. What is the difference between the plasma membrane and cell wall? So it's very simple thing. So cell membrane is the outermost membrane in the animal cell, while the cell wall is the outermost layer of the plant cell. Cell membrane is present in both animal cell as well as the plant cell, while the cell wall is present only in the plant cell, and which is made up of cellulose. Third difference, cell membrane is a selectively permeable membrane, while the cell wall is a freely permeable membrane. And the last thing, cell wall is rigid, while the plasma membrane or the cell membrane is quite flexible. Okay, is it clear? So these are the differences, and give the functions of each one. So as I mentioned earlier, since the cell membrane is a semi permeable or selectively permeable membrane, so it allows some things or a particular thing to get enter or to go outside from the cell, while the cell wall is freely permeable membrane, it allows everything to get inside or to go outside, but it is rigid and provides a fixed structure or fixed shape to the plant cell, and start and stop and prevents plant cell from shrinking. Okay. Okay, the last question, question number 10. What are the main functional regions of the cell? Initially, I want to answer this one question. So, I want to speak that there are three major functional regions in a cell. The first one functional region is called the outermost membrane, which is called plasma membrane. Then the second one is called cytosol or cytoplasm. And the third one is called nucleus. Now, plasma membrane is a selectively permeable membrane which is made up of lipid and proteins. Okay, and which allows endoosmosis as well as the exoosmosis, or in the other way, selectively it allows to enter something inside the cell, or to allow to go out some things from the cell. While the cytoplasm is a semi-fluid jelly-like structure which contains various nutrients as well as various cellular organelles, okay, which help in various functions. Third one is nucleus. Nucleus is a spherical structure which is present at the center in case of the animal cell, and in the animal cell, and in plant cells it is located towards the periphery, and it contains a fluid which is called nucleoplasm. In between the nucleoplasm, the chromatin fibers are scattered later on, which will condense and form chromosomes, and a spherical structure is also present inside the nucleus which is called nucleolus. Okay, and the nucleus is called director of the cell because it controls all the activities of the cell. And finally, you have to draw a diagram of the plant cell or animal cell, and you have to explain all these three parts. So I am concluding today. I hope so ki I explained all the answers and you understood them very well. Still, if you are feeling any difficulty, you can ask me, and I hope so you will write down the answers in your textbook or text copy, or very honestly you have to do it. And if still you are feeling any difficulty in any phase or any question, you can directly contact me. Okay, once again I will meet you with some more questions in the next video. Till then, thank you, bye bye, and have a nice day.